All right, folks, remember, it's always about diversifying within and amongst asset classes. And right now, we're going to talk about 5 ways to diversify with real estate. It's not just one way. There's different strategies, different versions within the asset class that we're going to get into and provide as much value and education as we can. So check it out. Real estate as an asset class, let's get into the definition right away. Real estate is an alternative asset class that could be subdivided into many different types. Whether it's residential, commercial, vacant land, etc., more popular than ever, a diversified real estate portfolio should be considered in today's economic model. And by the way, I'm not talking about a REIT. So when you get with your fiduciary, genuinely ask them exactly about what this looks like in your world. Once again, I speak in general terms and I'm going to give you my opinion throughout, but this is where it's not like, hey, just buy a piece of real estate. There always has to be a game plan that's tied to your overall philosophy. So like right now, real estate markets go up. We could be going down right now. It could be going up. The point is, if you do it systematically as part of an overall plan, and by the way, complementing anything that you may or may not have in the market or any other investments, that's the power of what we're trying to provide. A game plan that is consistent no matter what kind of season we're in economically. Okay, folks, the first way you could diversify within an asset class is residential investment when it comes to real estate. Residential investment can range from single-family homes to large multi-family apartment complexes and offer immediate benefits for the backyard beginning investor. The security and consistency of this type of real estate makes up for the volatility of other investments in other markets as well as other asset classes. This is where it's important, and I'm not suggesting where to go, but here's my number one suggestion. You have to get educated. So we like to talk about turning decades into days, but it's only by modeling people that are proven winners in any space. You want to make sure that you are modeling and you are with the folks that have been there, done that, have all the experience in up and down markets that could take you through a success process and bring to you value, be able to protect you from the things that you can't see. And instead of being on a back road that's filled with dirt, potholes, and stop signs, by turning decades into days, you're on a highway, getting there much smoother and much quicker. All right, so option number 2 within an asset class, we're going to talk about commercial investment. Now, this is a bigger game. It's a lot more money out of pocket, a lot more strategy that you have to put into it. However, once again, I'm not recommending, from what people like Dolph DeRoos or other people in the commercial space talk about, the reward could be much greater. Though commercial can seem daunting, it can be lucrative and serve as a hedge against the volatility of the stock market with both direct and indirect investment into various market securities like REITs and ETFs. Commercial real estate is generally part of a diversified portfolio. Once again, we just talked about REITs there, right? REITs is always like a scary thing for me when things become cold, when winter approaches us economically. When I look at commercial, the massive tax write-offs are there. You got to get with your accountant and confirm everything I'm saying, but it is available. And at the end of the day, if in fact you maybe have a team with you, or if you're truly liquid at a whole nother level, once again, turn decades into days, study, get with the right people. But at the end of the day, understanding this and how it could be part, not all, but part of your overall portfolio, unless you're just a master in commercial, this is something to strongly look at and get educated on. All right, folks, we're going to get into option number 3, diversifying within real estate, and that's vacation rentals. And this is where it gets funky fresh. It's fluid, it's fast, the opportunities are all over the place. You need to get educated. I'm going to keep saying it. Vacation rentals can often make 3 times more in short-term rentals compared to what they would make with long-term rentals in the same space. When this rental is located near a popular event space, profits can soar even higher. Think of Disney. Up to 10 times as much. So this is where, once again, am I taking all of my savings and putting it there? I don't think so. But if I'm beginning to really get a lot of liquidity and there's a lot of good things happening with my overall portfolio and I understand the space, I may begin to dig into this and learn a little bit more about it, because it could really be one of those home runs that you talk about 10, 20, 30 years later. All right, we're going to get into number 4, diversifying within and amongst asset class, vacant land. I don't know about this one. Get opinions of 10 or 15 people. But investors considering a raw land purchase need to realize that they are engaging in a purely speculative investment. So many different things can change when this happens, whether rates go up or down, whether the bank decides to loan or not. This is very risky. And this is like, if I'm gonna equate it to anything, it'd be like something I know that I'm never gonna get my money back on. As such, this can often be risky, requires long-term commitment and involvement for solid returns. I'm gonna tell a quick story. Right on the Jersey Shore, a good friend of mine bought 2 lots of land right next to each other, right on the ocean, built one house, sold the other one that paid for the house. Those things do happen. So there is those kind of opportunities, and he was able to get the land on deep discount because it presented an opportunity. So I'm not saying don't do it, but what I am saying is the risk is super duper great. All right, so number 5, we're gonna talk about private equity funds. Once again, diversifying within and amongst an asset class, and this is real estate. Private equity or real estate firms often take on the roles of fund and property managers. After finding contributors for a blind pool fund, investors could be rewarded with a significant amount of passive income. Though this requires more experience, the ROI can be massive. So when you think of this right here, what you really have to if there's an example, let's say if somebody does or invests in hedge funds, that requires a lot of you gotta have a lot of liquidity. You have to be an accredited investor. There's a lot of things you have to kind of be able to do to get into a hedge fund. It's kind of the same thing, not the same, but it's cousin a little bit. You really need to have a lot of experience to understand this. And by the way, because you may not want to chase rents, because you may not want to have anything to do with the lawn or fix the light or anything else, this could be a nice sit back in your chair strategy. And remember, there is tax benefits against the passive income based on the depreciation. But remember, always go to your accountant, check everything I'm saying, I dot T cross, and make sure it's all in line with what you're looking for. Okay, so listen, I hope you learned a lot about real estate today, especially as an asset class. And if you want more direct information with our partners, go ahead and click the link below. We'll make sure that we hand it off, and you can have an educational call with them to find out if it sits and fits with your core values. Thank you so much for checking us out, man. We really brought it today on real estate. We broke down asset classes. Every single day we're dropping new content. If you want to hear more, go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe, ring that bell, and always remember to check out the next video that we're bringing.